Coming up next on the World of Soccer, Sunday's highlights. Saturday's highlights, starting with Kosmos against Sundowns. Yes, the Colombian match against South Africa under 23. Star of the week, Bradley Cannell. PSL News with Andrew Dipela, PSL PRO. And of course, news from NXL with Buti Moses. Supporters Corner. And goals of the week from today's program.
Jess?
Yeah, he must go and play for Spaces. Yeah. he does seem, in good shape. He's in fine fashion. Yes.
I play
Hello and welcome to the World of Soccer. With me in the studio tonight is Sylvester Ndaba and Harold Lekhodi. Gentlemen, hi.
Hi, Max.
Hi, Max. Good
Harold, have you watched the program before?
Yes, I have many times.
And what's your comment?
I think it's good for football fans, those who want to watch that respective team playing away from home. And it will benefit, coaches and players to know about opponents if they play against them the following week.
But do you have any suggestion?
I think it should be played again during the course of the day so people could watch it.
Yeah. Well, talking about the program being played sometime during the day for people to be able to watch, we have a few suggestions here, Sylvester. That's Chaklas says, Chaklas Mpale, he says, why don't we come out with Star of the Month and Star of the Year, then Goal of the Week, Goal of the Month, and Coach of the Month? Well, we don't have too many. Well, just kidding. We have good coaches. And Referee of the Month.
I think that would be a wonderful idea, Max, and we think Raymond Rogers did an excellent job today.
Well, in fact, Raymond was my referee, or in fact, my player of the day today in a game between Sundowns and Jomo Kosmos.
In refereeing circles, he's known as the gentle giant. He's very good, Max. He's one of the best in the country.
Talking suggestions, this is another suggestion that why don't we come out with a law illustrating step-by-step in order, in fact, the latest in refereeing, in order to avoid the crowd violence?
Well, we have taken a proactive step. Already we are going to be introducing very shortly the referee's corner.
Well, talking about introducing that, we are now saying to you, if you still have any other suggestion to make, you can do so by writing to the World of Soccer, P.O. Box 91016, Auckland Park 2006, or fax 011, that's Joburg, 714-4837, or email topsport worldofsoccer@sabc.co.za.
Max, can you tell us about the magazine you're holding there?
Sylvester, what I have here, it's interesting to know that Kickoff Magazine has all the information about the national team. On their page 16, Clive Barker says, we'll get to France with Masinga. And that's Chipa Masinga, the man that the South Africans are putting their hopes or pinning their hopes on. But now it's interesting that they still come back to say no gods, no glory. And remember the game against Congo, we didn't have gods. And this time they say no gods, no glory. And this being towards the end of the season, if you look at it here, they just say, who is your kickoff footballer of the year? They have the likes of George Komantarakis and Willem Jackson, including Jerry Skosana, not forgetting Bushbuck's captain, that's Wilfred Mgay. So it's a very, very interesting book to go out and get. Dino dintletse gompieno a re simololeng ka dintlhakgolo tsa metshameko ya Sontaga gareng ga Aces le Val Professionals.
O bonala eng kwa ke Masinga tshwarelo mmoe o enka ntla be a hlonya Musa ba babedi lalla Lekhodi
Well, that was Harold Lechodi, our studio guest tonight, the man that will see us through the program. And now we're going back to the highlights of Sunday. That's in a game between Aces and Sundowns. In fact, Aces and Val Professionals. Yeah. But before we go to the highlights, gentlemen, what a program we had last week. And this week, we're looking forward to goals.
I think so, Max. But one thing, I wanted to ask Jazzy Queen here, why he's known as Jazzy Queen and not Jazzy King?
I don't know. I was just being given the name by one report. I don't know what it is. I'm Jazzy Queen.
In fact, in soccer, we have strange nicknames. I mean,
yes.
we have all those
Sister Monica
and
yes.
the Jazzy Queens. And yeah, I find it very strange.
And go, man, go.
No, that sounds masculine, at least.
He's macho, too much of a macho man, isn't it? But the other thing, I've been having some running battles with some of you players not wanting to put on your shin guards. And to us, that is very important for players and skillful players like you. Why didn't you like shin guards?
I don't know, somehow it used to make me feel uncomfortable. You know, I prefer to play with socks, strictly socks without having shin guards.
Oh, when you say shin pads makes you feel uncomfortable, to me you like somebody who says I can't drive with a seatbelt on. It's like you don't care about the safety, but you care about the comfort.
And that is where I'm coming in as a referee. When we need skillful players like him, Dr. Kumalo and Zain Musa and the others who refuse these things. And we needed them to put on those things to protect them.
While talking about skill and protection, let's look at the highlights from Sunday's matches between Val Professionals and Witbank Aces.
Witbank Aces took on Val Professionals at Guagutka Stadium. Professionals pushed forward. Patrick Chacho's cross found Robinson Siakamela, whose header went wide. Let's take a look at it one more time as Robinson Siakamela's header goes just a few inches wide the post there. The visitors' corner was floated right into the area, finding Val Professionals players who unfortunately shot wide on the second attempt. You can see that the Val Professionals players were determined to make use of every opportunity that came their way to better their position on the log. A closely contested game it was. As you can see in the slow-mo there, another miss at halftime. It was Witbank Aces 0, Val Professionals 0. On the return of the two teams, Val Professionals players continued to start a couple of moves that showed how determined they were to win the game. Let's just take a look at that one. Good shot. What a close shave. A Johnson corner was connected by the lanky Siakamela, but Hendricks denied him. You can see the frustration on the face of Siakamela there. But even then, Professionals continue to pressurize. There's the corner. Another close shave. Aces Jonas Mabusela initiated a move on the left flank, crossed for his teammate. There's the cross there. And is doing well to save from Mahlangu's drive. At this stage, Aces had also started a couple of attacks which changed the complexion of the game. As you can see, the scramble there in the danger area for Aces. As you can see, Aces was already doing their beat as well, going right on the attack. Unfortunately, the Val Professionals goalkeeper was well positioned to save this one as well. Mahlangu floated a deep corner and a static Professionals defense was caught napping by Deboho Mkwena, giving his side 3 points. What a relief there for Witbank Aces. And as you can see, the supporters were just overjoyed. And in view of their position on the log, right at the bottom, every point is important. And obviously the 3 points gave the supporters and the players enough reason to celebrate. Full-time score, Witbank Aces 1, Val Professionals 0. What a great day for Witbank Aces. We cross over straight away to the Northern Free State, where Kwakwa Stars were held to a goalless draw by Sundowns in front of a local crowd. At the start of the game, both sides looked quite at ease. Especially the Sundowns players did look at ease on the ball in the early stages of the game, which was equally attended by both club supporters. Sundowns players continued to knock the ball from one player to another as they continue to study their opponents on this day. Not long, the home side put more pressure, with Fiz Mloyi forcing Roger Disa to tip over. Let's look at it on the slow motion there. Fiz Mloyi's well-taken shot forcing Roger Disa to tip over the bar. The Brazilians were not taking it lying down. Linda Buthelezi forced his way through Stars' defense before calling on Jacob Maikoso to fist for a corner. Half-time score, it was Kwakwa Stars 0 and Mamelodi Sundowns 0. Because of the wet conditions, the pitch was muddy. And by the time the two sides came back, the referee was doing his best to bring order, as we see him showing a yellow card to Martin Zwane for a tackle from behind. The game was becoming a bit rough, but even then, the players continued to give us some entertaining football there. You can see a great attempt there from a Sundowns player, which was well saved. Final score, Kwakwa Stars 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 0. Up next, we go to the coastal city of Durban, where AmaZulu hosted SuperSport United. And still hopeful of avoiding relegation, AmaZulu supporters came to give Mike Makaba and his players a huge support against SuperSport United. In a midfield battle, Usutu took the game to the visitors. But Thomas Madikake was not to be outdone, finding Shane McGregor before receiving a return. The former's cross was flicked by Roger Lupia, but Chico Lawrence failed to convert with Musa Langa to beat. AmaZulu continued to do their best to impress on their supporters. Jabulan Ndwandwe's square ball was volleyed by Warren Lewis, beating a static Steve Crowley. The emotions on the stand told a story on its own. AmaZulu were right on their way to improving their position on the log as well. The home side pressed more to the satisfaction of Mike McCann. At halftime, it was AmaZulu 1 and SuperSport United 0. At the start of the second half, Kamal Said beat Lupia and Lawrence before Zain Alexander brought him down in the penalty area. Referee Mark Linden pointed to the spot, to the frustration of the SuperSport players. Let's take a look at how this incident happened. Did he try to make contact with the ball first, or did he go for the player straight away? Anyway, substitute Tanan Chilumba had no difficulties in extending the lead, this confirming AmaZulu's domination of the proceedings. That giving AmaZulu their second goal of the game. AmaZulu 2 at this stage, SuperSport United 0. Lawrence's corner was fisted towards Lupia, who worked his way before finding Rudolf Siale to tap in, giving the boys from Pretoria their only goal in this match. At this stage, it was Amazulu 2, Supersport United 1. And that was the full-time score for this match. And moving straight to the Rand Stadium, where Moroka Swallows were playing Jomo Kosmos. The fans, as usual, were there to support their respective teams. At the start of the game, both sides were playing very entertaining football, with Jomo Sono, as usual, very relaxed there, checking his boys. Kosmos players started quite early in the game to control the proceedings with very impressive passes there. Yuru Taule Budina set Kennedy Nagoli for the first goal of the game. A nice chip over Dumisani Mhlongo, making it Jomo Kosmos 1, Moroka Swallows 0. As you can see, it was a clever chip over the goalkeeper there for the first goal. Immediately thereafter, Tembinko Sibiela scored arguably the best goal of the season, to the jubilation of the Dube Bears. Yet again, he looked up and spotted the place. Quite a classic goal there from the 45 areas, going straight to the corner of the post. And halftime score was Jomo Kosmos 1, Moroka Swallows 1. And Swallows fans hoped for more in the second half, but Kosmos had other ideas. Vusi Mwango raced down the middle, spotted Brian Zibapole, who quickly unleashed a powerful drive past Mhlongo, to the scorer's amazement. See Daniel Lisinero failing to block the ball there, making it Jomo Kosmos 2, Moroka Swallows 1. Kosmos were in the driving seat, spreading passes. And Likato earned himself a booking for a tackle from behind. As Nkosi supporters confirmed their control of the game as Kosmos won their third straight game. Final score for this match, it was Jomo Kosmos 2, Moroka Swallows 1. And meanwhile, in the friendly city of Port Elizabeth, Mekha Warriors entertained Hellenic at Buterasma Stadium. At the start of the game, the visitors threatened, causing a lot of concern among the Warriors supporters. But the home side initiated some good moves too from the back, with advocate Goba and teammate David Petersons connecting quite well. The worried Warriors took their time to go for the kill. David Peterson's drive bounced off Emil Barron, and Goba took full advantage of the blunder. The crowd could not hold their emotions. Let's just take one last look at the goal and how it came bouncing off the goalkeeper Emil Barron and Goba finalizing. It was Warriors 1 and Hellenic 0. Warriors pressed forward again, but the under-23 keeper did well this time. And by halftime, it was Mekha Warriors 1 and Hellenic 0. In the second half, the relegation-threatened side showed even more determination. And then, of course, duly awarded when Banda outjumped the Hellenic defense to make it 2-0. As you can see in the slow-mo there, Banda outjumping everybody in the defense to make it 2-0. Although Warriors were on the roll at this stage, Hellenic did manage to break the ice through a Carlos Desnives header. Goalkeeper could do nothing as the ball went in. Take a look at that header. What a killer header! Going straight to the corner. And Hellenic came back even more determined, but this time it was flicked over the bar. Full-time score, it was Mekha Warriors 2, Hellenic 1. And now crossing over to Berechewu in Mangaung, where Bloemfontein Celtic's 7-game unbeaten run came to an abrupt end when visiting Manning Rangers returned to the top of the log. Rangers' usual run of the ball showed that they meant business. A couple of good passes, good moves among them, and they continue to press on the home side. All through the first few minutes, it was Rangers. A floated corner kick was flicked twice before Benjamin Reed scored the only goal of the game. See it in slow-mo. Well taken, leaving the goalkeeper with no chance. It was Bloemfontein Celtics 0, Manning Rangers 1. Celtic came back firing from all angles, with Mutlohi shooting over to the disappointment of the home crowd, and obviously to the relief of the visitors. Lassen found Makubela on the space, but the latter's attempt was saved. A good save for that matter. Half-time score, it was Manning Rangers 1, Bloemfontein Celtic 0. And during the second half, Celtic were in control, spreading passes across the field, but poor finishing let them down. As you can see, they continue to dictate the proceedings, but the finishing was poor, and the Celtic bench could not believe it for that matter. At this stage, Rangers were looking real tense. They showed it in their play as well, as their home team continued to press even more. You can see in the slow-mo there, McCoy's shot hitting the crossbar before it was cleared. By the time the final whistle came over, the Mighty Mullahs returned to the top, 3 points clear of Kaizer Chiefs. Manning Rangers 1, Bloemfontein Celtic 0. And way down in Umtata, a capacity 35,000 crowd witnessed one of the most entertaining displays as Bushbucks and Pirates shared the spoils. There was a lot of action characterizing this well-attended match, with both goalkeepers having absolutely no time to rest. As you can see, Williams Okpara going for another save there. Bucks captain Wilfred Ngay could not believe his luck when Okpara saved from his powerful header. What a great header. It was flicked just on time by Okpara Williams. Nice exchanges in the middle, with Mtswane's shot foiled by the Nigerian keeper. And Pirates came back, but Nkelele's cross could only find goalkeeper for Bushbucks, Mark Anderson, ready for it. Thabo Mngomeni on the move. He spotted a teammate whose cross was headed goalwards by Mugay, but Okpara was alert. You can see in the slow-mo there, Okpara saving another well-taken header. By half-time, it was still Orlando Pirates 0, Bushbucks 0. And the 35,000 crowd was quite vocal, equally divided, and they kept the teams going. So a square pass was wasted by Jerem Tete. And both coaches from the two opposing benches continued to give instructions from the sidelines. Pirates fought their way back, with Ngobe testing Anderson with another shot. But it was Mtswane who was making a statement. Although Okpara Williams was determined not to be outdone on this day. Bushbucks pushed forward in search for the winner, but Pirates goalkeeper stood firm as his defense was found wanting. There was a series and endless goal-mouth attempts on both sides. A Brandon silent corner was fleet to Jedis Kosana, who was denied by Anderson. Bucks really survived on that one. The Bushbucks came back. Mugay shot wide after dispossessing a Pirates player. Another Brandon silent corner promised a lot, but awful finishing won the day. Mkelele denied by Anderson, and Gavin Lane fails to convert as Pirates drop 2 points. The game was very entertaining, very exciting. The crowd had their money's worth of entertainment, but it has never been easy between these two sides, and there was a lot to play for. Pirates hope to close the gap between themselves and the two leading teams on the log, but it was a home game for Bushbucks, who had a lot of pride to play for. Full-time score, Bushbucks 0, Pirates 0.
Some great action there. I can't wait to see the goals of the week. I mean, guys, why don't we just play like this throughout the year?
It was exciting stuff, Max. Look at the opportunities missed in that particular game. And the atmosphere, it was quite electric. 35,000 spectators.
But don't you think teams are leaving it too late, given the fact that sometimes you find that they struggle in Jersey, where beginning of the year is just like dragging the feet. But suddenly the players are being promised money and all the incentives that goes with the game itself, instead of them knowing that this is their job and they've got to keep the game to this standard.
I still think it boils down to one thing. If you prepare well at the beginning of the year, in your pre-season, and the first few, on about 10 games, you collect about 20 points or whatever, not only you have a chance of surviving in the league, you still have a chance of winning the league.
I think that's wonderful because you have your strategy for the year. And at the same time, you don't have to leave it till the end, and we see pressures coming from the spectators, from the bench, from the players, and the referees are forced to give yellow cards and a lot of yellow and red cards.
Well, talking about pressures, let's look at that action where Amazulu against SuperSport, and the tackle was made in the box, and the guys just remonstrated.
Can we look at what is happening? They get into the box and look at that, wild challenge that comes in there. And the arguments that come in there, obviously the important thing would be, when was the tackle made? Did he make contact with the ball first before he made contact with the player's legs? And in this case, he really took the player, even if he made contact. So this is where the referee comes in and be able to read the intent, the intention of the player.
But now, Jersey, after all the technical stories we've heard, as a player or as a former player, do you sometimes take chances, take dives, even when you know that it's not a penalty?
Sometimes out of desperation, especially if you're looking to collect points to survive in the league. Everybody does things at all costs, whether you cheat or whatever. Those times won't make any difference.
That is cheating, Max. That's important, cheating. And this is where we're going to be falling hard like a ton of bricks on players who are cheating. They are going to be shown a red card, a yellow card. And if he repeats that same incident, he will be sent off eventually.
Well, Jersey talked about desperation. And one wonders whether the goal scored by Tembinko Sibiela, was it through desperation? Was he going to do it if the team was not a goal down? This is where the ball came just from the center after they were a goal down, and he took it from that range.
That's a beautiful goal, Max. But the interesting thing, from the 1st of July 1997, what's going to transpire is that you can now kick direct from a kickoff into goal, and it will be accepted as a goal.
Can you explain that new rule again?
From the 1st of July 1997, you can score direct from a kickoff. As we kick off, as it is now, you can't score direct. That's why you saw the Swallows play, the Kosmos player being passed, the ball being passed to him, then he connected. But now, from the 1st of July 1997, the new change is you can score direct from a kickoff.
So not to labor too much into this rule, but can you come from your side, that is from your half, and when the whistle goes, you just kick that ball immediately?
Immediately into
goal. You don't
goal.
have to roll it across the line.
You don't have to, as long as it's kicked forward now. And before we used to say it must first roll the distance of its circumference. Now we don't have to say that anymore, as long as it's kicked forward. And kicked direct into goal, it will result into a goal, but only from the 1st of July 1997. It comes into effect.
Well, Jess, maybe we might have missed the boat, but we're happy with the way we've been scoring goals over the years during our times.
Definitely.
Yes, we're back again with the goals, action, and that's what this program is all about. Let's look at the Saturday's highlights, starting with the game between Sundowns and Jomo Kosmos. The game was played at Rand Stadium. This is the Rand Stadium, where Jomo Kosmos is hosting Mamelodi Sundowns in the only PSL match played this afternoon. Sundowns haven't been doing well. Kosmos have been having a stream of wins, and surely they are a confident team. Bernard Masinga playing the ball back. Chance to go on returning, trying to monitor the midfield. Long ball there, headed by the captain, Jos Makgolejo, but safely kept by Aime Katenga. Cross there, Kosmos. Elmon Mnisi hitting the upright. Well, that's the first attempt for Jomo Kosmos. Goalkeeper well beaten. Elmon chose the upright. Well, there goes the end of the first half with both teams with no goal. Good turn there by Augustine Makalakalani. Takes a shot, well covered by Aime Katenga. Lavas Musala on the ball. Well, it's a foul on Lavas, surely not a happy man. Sundowns on the attack. Bennett Masinga. Shai hit the side netting. Ball there on Tiko Tiko. Hits it first time. What a goal. Well beaten. Well, look at the run there by Tiko Tiko Bukwana. Hits it past Roger Dessar. Look at the celebrations. Happy bunch of lads. Screamers, certainly not a happy man. Long ball there by Papi Komani. It finds Vusi Mwango. He lifts up his head. Oh, he chips it past Roger Dessar. 2-0. Look at the run. Well chipped there. Roger Dessar well beaten. Final score, Jomo Kosmos 2, Mamelodi Sundowns 0. Gentlemen, Kosmos, they've been picking points like nobody needs them.
That's why Jomason is now saying it is becoming a habit. Winning has become a habit to him.
But Jazzy, the midfield of Kosmos, how do you see it? They seem to be, to me, they seem to be giving those vital passes. We saw in the earlier match where the passes that it's like tempting between the keeper and the defenders, and they seem to be good at that.
Yeah, they've been doing that for some time. Yeah, they've been consistent for the past 5 games, the Kosmos midfielders. And they play all these, you know, the pass which will be between the keeper and the defenders, that will both commit them. They all play those passes and are good at it.
They're showing a lot of maturity for a youthful side, I must say. They're playing beautifully.
But now, Sylvester, we saw one incident where, in fact, after the second goal was scored, Skrima Chabalala just pulled off the goalkeeper, that's Roger Dessar. And to me, it was quite dodgy. What's your comment?
Max, if you have a problem with the goalkeeper who's the last line of defense, and if he's not playing accordingly, he is sort of, you know, affecting the backliners, and they're supposed to be losing their cool and the way of playing. So the best for the coach is to send him off. I don't know what you feel about it.
I don't know about the second goal. Credit must be given to the player. That was a very good chip. And I think if you replace somebody else while he's doing well, it's affecting his confidence. You know, it might affect him for the whole season.
But if he's affecting the defenders at the back, it's going to cost the team a lot of goals. We have to take that into account. He's the last line of defense. Unfortunately, there's no room for error for goalkeepers in this type of league. This is a Premier Soccer League. I would not blame Screamer that much.
Well, talking about room for error, let's see if there's a room for losing the championship or for relegation as the log stands today. Man and Rangers leading the log with 58 points. Kaizer Chiefs 55 after that defeat against Wits last week.
What do you think about Pirates' chances of taking the league? The important thing here, they still have to play each other, the three top teams. Manning Rangers still have to play Pirates. Pirates still have to play Manning Rangers and Kaizer Chiefs. It is up to the three teams.
Well, I think many Rangers are happy because they've got points in the bag, and we're talking what if this happens when they play against each other. But moving ahead there, Jomo Kosmos with 43 points. They've been moving up swiftly.
They're on position 6 now. They're steadily climbing up the ladder.
And Bloemfontein Celtic losing at home, much against the odds. And one expected Rangers to lose that one.
Oh, yeah. But look at the bottom section marks. Amazulu, Mikau Warriors. It's anybody's game there. So the battle at the bottom.
Mikau Warriors has been collecting points.
It has been collecting points, but so is Witbank Aces. They've been collecting points over the last 2 weeks. So that battle is still there. There's no foregone conclusion who's going to be winning. I mean, being relegated.
Well, what's interesting about this league this year is that it's not predictable who's going to win the championship. And it's also not predictable who will be relegated.
Yeah,
it's just 1 point.
Very interesting, especially from people like us who are neutral, isn't it? We can't say the same for Max, obviously.
Yeah, hoping for best to survive.
Well, we're back with more after the break. Magaetse go nnile le motshameko wa botsalano gareng ga South Africa under-23 le Colombia kwa Melpark. A re sekasekeng dintlhakgolo kgotsa ditiragalo tsa motshameko o.
Well, the South African side is made up of Wayne Roberts, member of the under-20 side, Emil Baron from Hellenic, Bradley Cornell from Wits University, Bradley August from Hellenic, Dylan Shepherd from KwaZulu-Natal, Yapi Mutale from Supersports United, Stanton Fredericks from Wits University, Benedict McCarthy from Seven Stars, likely to join Ajax Amsterdam, Patrick Mbuto from Kaizer Chiefs, Mangoba Mkhize from Kaizer Chiefs, Mzunani Mgwigwi from Umtata Bushbucks, Tieki Negula from Teenage Lovers, Michael Shatter from Sundowns, Tabang Mulefi, Mark McVeigh from Supersports United, Aaron Mukwena, David Kahnemeyer from Spurs, Duran Francis from Michal Warriors, Quinton Fortune, Atletico Madrid, the Colombian side, Julian Villafara, the goalkeeper, Alexander Posada, Edwin Rivas, Roberto Carlos Cortez, Leon Dario Munoz, Hugo Viveros, John Tres Palacios, Alexander Kizena, Gustavo Victoria, Jaime Alejandro Barrientos, Luis Oliveros, Julio Cesar Tobar, John Quinones, Willington Ortiz Montes, Rubial Romero, Edgar Minya, Kyle Umjalo Carlos Okulo by Nicola Bola Tres Palacios. Nia Wilkala Le Jordan and which is number 17, Ribial Quintana Palacios, Tres Palacios, Kesha Paya, Tadon Dojonga, Landodana Dojonga, Carlos Cortes,
Colombia go kaiwa fa e tlhagalla mo maemong a botlhano mo the rankings tsa FIFA me fa o ya o lebeletse e mo groupung ya yone mo ya go qualify jang sa lefatshe.
Well, significantly, you can see by the changes he's made, and I'm sure he's had a few words with his players. They must have learned also after the ice is broken, and I'm sure a lot is expected from them. They must have read in the press about the senior side. They must have read about what happens at national level. Another goal! Against the run of the game, Archie.
Sandile ke ntshameko o montle tota. Tshameko e ntle tota no enistweng ke Alexandra Kuneza.
It's like South Africans, you're born in the country, your style of play shall remain our local way of practice. But all we have to learn is compete physically. They're playing short ball, long ball every now and again, and they're pushing us off the ball, dominating another goal. It's unbelievable how easy.
Well, that's John Tres Palacios scoring his second goal in South Africa.
Me kana ko ke buang ka one e jaaka bona wa leboga ke togela ditumelo ya skrasete mo naga ya Colombia me ke le fela naga ya Afrika Borwa di le pedi naga ya Colombia. Quintana tawaga ka fa a bona le kawana lela Carlos Roberto o bona kholentle tshireletso Rubiala Quintana ba ya ga sentle ke ba Afrika Borwa go tla mo la gare o bone kholentle Leon Dario di tharo Colombia le fela Afrika Borwa.
Bradley Cornell, Duran Francis, Bradley August, Quinton Fortune, Tieki Legulo, Sobebutina, free for all, Bradley August fire, and the host of Colombian players, Kuzena Luis Villafara, the goalkeeper na Yeupaya. South Africa wabuyumva chala na Bradley August ngandikizeli.
I must commend the keeper, Julian Villafara. He came out there to stop the two sides from arguing. Who is he sending off?
Well,
both of them, can you believe it?
Well, Bradley August, red card, kunye. Samukin Sexton, General Captain, Posada.
Edwin Rivers. 5 rows. Ola. Motshameko ko morago me ka tsentseng jalo di le tharo naga ya Colombia di le lefela naga ya Afrika Borwa motshameko le montle tota o dira bona go tswa dikarata tse di khibidi go tswa dikarata tse di serolwana ka Kosmos Park Stadium me le gato la ntlha la motshameko o le ne le tshamekelwa kwa Sekunda.
Gentlemen, 3-0. But I still believe that whether we win or lose, the game or the friendship still have to be kept. I don't accept the players retaliating. And that other guy decided just to take an issue that is not even facing him.
Well, he got what he deserved, Max, and I don't want to give it any prominence by talking about it. What I want to say is just to Mitch and Ace, they must not despair. This is part of preparations, and as long as they go back to the drawing board and come up with a strategy that will make sure we'll perform well at the Malaysian tournament.
Jess, Vision 2000. The guys are looking forward to Sydney into year 2000, and they're having this kind of friendlies. Do they mean anything to you?
Yeah, they're still experimenting, especially the under-23. They've lost about 4 to 5 players because now they're over age. 46 players are all over age now. Now they're experimenting with new players altogether.
Well, one wonders how long will they experiment, but I think that the duration is right. I mean, 2000 is there's still time, so a lot of friendlies such as this can make a difference.
We can't agree more with you.
Yeah, we're back with the star of the week after the break. Well, we heard that he leaves for Germany very, very soon. That's next month, to be precise. And he's a defender come midfielder. He scores goals too. He captains Sassol's super squad. That's the under-23s. He's our star of the week. Best utility player, that's Bradley Cannell.
Our star of the week today is Bradley Cannell. Cannell made his professional debut for Wits University in 1994, but he only shot into glorious fame when he scored a brace against Kaizer Chiefs in the BP Top 8 Cup final for 1995. Bradley is one of the youngest players ever to emerge in our country, and his consistent form clearly proves that he's one of those we will have to rely on in the future. Although dogged by injuries, Cannell has struggled to stamp authority as one of the best young players, but his recent recovery has been tremendous, scoring crucial goals as many big teams like Chiefs will bear testimony. Bradley was recently given the honor of being captain for the South Africa's under-23 national team. And he has proved to be a good leader. He is strong on air and on the ground, displaying qualities of maturity. Bradley is knocking seriously on the Bafana Bafana door. Bradley scores one of his goals, followed by a second goal, both of which he scored during the BP Top 8 Cup final for 1995.
The guy's got a very, very bright future. Youth development is very important. Bradley Cannell is a product of that. Just youth development, some teams abuse that. What do you think?
Yeah, it does. It depends on how you use it. When you play for a big team, you introduce a lot of youngsters, they're going to put them under pressure. So they end up not even playing well. But where you play for other teams like Wits, Kosmos, where you see the patient give you a chance to mature in the game, then you survive in that league.
And sometimes we see teams trying to put the youth when the pressure is on. And that is not the way to introduce the youngsters in the game, because they play for a big club and they want to deliver. As much as they want to deliver, they're also under pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you introduce not a lot of youngsters, but you introduce them when you win is much more better. Unlike when you introduce them while you're playing badly. You put them under so much pressure and it could affect their confidence too.
I must say Cape Town Spurs did it so wise. They played the Coca-Cola Challenge with the youngsters. That's after winning a double last year. And they had time to develop those youngsters. Well, congratulations to them. That was the wise way to go through youth policy. Talking PSL Pro, Andrew DePila has news for us, and let's hear from him.
Join the world, join the world of soccer.
During this week, we had a disciplinary committee whereby Kaizer Chiefs appeared in relation to the game that they played against SuperSport United on the 28th March 1997 at Rand Stadium in Johannesburg. And Kaizer Chiefs were charged firstly with throwing the missiles onto the field of play, barricading main gate at the end of the game, throwing missiles at the officials at the end of the game, and also threatening to assault their coach, Mr. Manyati. And also that all these actions are being considered to be ungentlemanly, insulting or improper behavior, and or are likely to bring the game and the Premier Soccer League into disrepute. Kaizer Chiefs pleaded guilty to all the charges, and the decision of the disciplinary committee was as follows. 1, Kaizer Chiefs was fined a sum of 30,000 rands, 15,000 was suspended for 12 months, and also that the 10,000 rand, which was earlier suspended, was becoming effective. Therefore, what it means is that Kaizer Chiefs have to pay 25,000 rands immediately. There was also a message that came from the disciplinary committee to the supporters of the teams that they are now going to be considering harsher measures, which will also make the supporters of clubs to feel the pinch, not only their clubs. The Premier Soccer League would like to take this opportunity to wish Bafana Bafana well. We are certain as South Africans that when we shall be meeting Zaire in Togo on Sunday, 3 points are going to be coming back to South Africa. And we'd like to say, let all South Africans give the national team the necessary support, because the road to France is definite. South Africa will be going there.
Join the world of soccer. Join the world of soccer.
Up next is Mr. Mosesi telling us about some of the exciting fixtures in the United Soccer League.
Yes, the action is back again on Sunday. Fortunately, Dynamos alone see themselves back in action, where they've got to play Pretoria Kellys at home at the Caledonian grounds. Ria Stars, Speco Black Leopards and RP Mans are having a bye because they were supposed to play teams that have been suspended. In the Southern Stream, we see Classic going down to Bloemfontein, Botshabelo, to play Botshabelo City Brothers, and Black Bees will be driving down to Pampierstad to play Pampierstad United. That is Mighty Bates.
Join the world of soccer.
Yeah, this is the NSL Eastern Cape stream of the United Bank Soccer League. You can see African Wanderers and Royal Tigers, but nevertheless, African Wanderers is supposed to be the champions-elect to move to the promotional playoffs scheduled for the 23rd. However, Royal Tigers is threatening to take the NSL to court.
African Wanderers is a familiar name. It has been in and out of the first division.
Yes.
And that was those days when it was called first division.
Yes.
Leeds United, that team was once in the first division.
It was also. And some of these teams will not make it to the next season of the NSL League simply because they're going to be relegated to the second division.
Looking at the Northern Stream, Sylvester, Pareco Lopez, top in that stream.
Yes, Pareco and Dynamos, Ria Stars, RPM Mines and Kellys have a mathematical chance of winning that. But we are seeing a ding-dong battle there. And that is some of the teams that might be relegated. There's a league meeting that is going to be suggesting or coming up with resolutions as far as the final log is concerned.
The Western Cape?
This league is the final log. The winners here, there is no dispute, is Light Body Santos. They are definitely going to the next round of the promotional playoffs.
That's one of the teams that also rubbed shoulders with the big teams.
Yes, and they did well to win there.
The Western Cape?
The Western Cape, still the bottom section of that league. These are some of the teams that will also be relegated to the second division because they're trying to come up with a national first division.
Surprising to see a team like Birdswood lying 11th there. They were strong contenders at some stage.
Yeah, from the Federation League. Yeah.
NSL Southern Stream, Classic, top in that one. Spartak, just with 2 points difference.
That's a vibrant league there, Max, between Classic, Spartak and Rockridge. Any of those three teams, I think, can win the log there. And from number 10 downwards, some of them are going to be relegated, depending on the resolutions to be taken in a meeting of the NSL teams with the Board of Governors of the PSL.
We're back with more after this. Sylvester, we're working, you're reading. What are you reading there?
Well, Max, this is a highly informative football magazine called Soccer News, which is published every month. And among other issues, it covers the following: the title chase for the first ever PSL championship. It also covers the Battle of Point Noah, Clive Barker's description of the defeat in Congo. It also tells us about the Moroccan excursion of our under-20 team, among other issues. This is a very interesting news magazine that every football follower should have in his home.
Well, we've been talking action, goals, and everything, but one thing for sure, we ignore people that matters most, that support us. You guys, do you know that you're very important to the game? Well, let me tell you why.
Well, it is a natural born fact that without the supporters countrywide of football, soccer cannot survive. We are asking all supporters who are supporting football, no matter which team are you supporting, we need you to support football for the upgrading of our soccer in South Africa. The program of World of Soccer is the corner stone of every supporter in South Africa. We want to support the world of soccer from today and forever. Most of the people know that there is a National Public Relations Council which is supporting football. All PR clubs, public relations are invited to support the Supporters Corner, which is run by the World of Soccer program. Let us try and educate the supporters about how to support football in South Africa. World of Soccer is the theme of today and forever. Please be aware that there is a team that is arranging promotional activities for you, for your club, and for everybody who is interested in supporting Supporters Club of South Africa.
Yes, I agree. Louis is just right. Without you supporters, these sort of goals won't be scored. Well, let's take a look at goals scored in this week's program. Yes, we've seen some great goals, but I've got a worry. And my worry will only come over tomorrow at 7. Tomorrow is the place of, in fact, the day where this will be taking place is tomorrow in Togo, in Lome, when South Africa takes on Zaire in a Group 3 World Cup qualifier. This game, Sylvester, what does it mean to you guys?
It means a lot, Max. We have to go for the jugular there and not hope other people will win for us. We have to go out there and win for our own.
Jazzy, just your opinion about the game tomorrow. How important is it to South Africans?
I think if we win tomorrow, we'll have a first chance of qualifying to France.
But now, Sylvester, it's not only winning. Clive Barker was accused of playing a defensive tactic. what would your approach be for tomorrow?
Under these circumstances, and he himself, Clive, alluded to this, he simply said he was too defensive. He went there wanting to get a draw and a point. And from then onwards, I think now he realizes that he needs to up a gear. And by upping a gear, it means he has to come out with a formation that will be emphasizing attack, attack, attack at all times. But considering also that we should not be caught on the brakes when we are actually committing more players into attack.
Jesse, just quickly, you played for the national team. What do you think the problem can be tomorrow? Where can we be caught flat?
I think if we attack-based our play on attacking without even checking how to defend at the back, we might have a problem. They might catch us off guard and we might encounter problems. If they score against us, it won't be possible for us to come back quickly.
Well, let's look at some of the results from this weekend and the fixtures for tomorrow. The World Cup qualifiers, Namibia, winning that one by, in fact, losing 3-2 to Egypt. Quite good results.
Yeah, it is.
And in a Group 5, Sierra Leone losing to Morocco. Group 3, that's South Africa previous results. South Africa beat Zaire by 1-0. That game was played here at FNB Stadium.
Yes.
Zambia and South Africa played a goalless draw in Lusaka. Congo beat South Africa by 2-0. And the Group 3, that's South Africa winning against Zaire, and Congo against Zaire playing a 1-0 draw and a 2-0 draw between Zaire and Zambia. And the log for Group 3, Congo still leading with 7 points after 3 matches.
Yeah, we hope they lose against Zambia and we play better against them and win against Zaire in Togo.
Yes, and don't forget to watch the same program, The World of Soccer, that's between 6 and 7 in the morning. Repeat broadcast on SABC2. The match that will be live on La Duma, when the World Cup qualifier match between Zaire and South Africa at Lome in Togo. And Robert Marawa, in fact, will bring that to you live at 5 o'clock. Gentlemen, it's been nice having you here.
Yes,
Jesse, looking forward to be with you in future.
Yeah, hopefully.
Enjoyed this program and we hope we're going to be seeing more exciting goals.
Are we going to France? Have we got the guts? Have we got the nerves of steel? Can we book the flights? That's the question. But the answers will be provided on La Duma tomorrow at 5. As for me, Max Maponyane, I'll check you next week on the same program, same time, or on Mabaleng, just during lunchtime. Good night.